To the first instructional video on how to use Zotero. I'm a big fan of Zotero, and you're probably wondering, what is it? And exactly as this website says, your personal research assistant, a free and easy to use tool to help you collect, organize, cite, and share research. Now that sounds like an awful lot, but what Zotero is a database. It is a tool that you can use to go and organize your research materials, whether you get them directly from online or you enter them in manually or have other ways of getting them into your database and allowing you to catalog and organize them. Zotero is an incredibly powerful program. The objectives of this first video, however, are just to get you to do three simple things. One of them is to acquire a Zotero login. The other is to download the standalone application. And the other is to install the Zotero connector. Three really simple things. I'm going to show you a few other little details of Zotero and also tell you roughly how it works. But we're gonna wait for future videos to really dig into the how and the why of unleashing Zotero's really enormous power. So the first thing I'm going to want you to do is go ahead and sign up for an account. Now I'm already logged in, but so I'll just go ahead and log out. You go to your login and it's going to ask you for either to log into Zotero or to register for a free account. Now I've already done this and I have my password and my username. I'm going to have it not save my password. Zotero is a cloud-based database. All right, so there's all kinds of stuff in my personal Zotero library. I've been using it for about 15 years, and there are at least 10,000 records in my database. I've used it for all kinds of stuff. I use it for my classes. I use it for research ideas I have. I use it for things that I'm just kind of interested in. I used it for my last book. It made life a lot easier. Creole Italian. I had all my images in there. I had my census pages in there. Court cases. All kinds of images that I used. Material culture. Hundreds of newspaper articles. Oral history interviews that I collected. Published primary sources, sort of antique books, if you will, and then a great many secondary literature items, books, articles that I used for my research, and yes, even websites that were relevant to what I was doing. So it's really an incredible way to store your information. So once you have a Zotero account, you're really ready to start getting going. So we go back over here to the Zotero main page. Now, once you have your login, you're ready to download Zotero. Now, Zotero is what we call open source, meaning there is no fee to use Zotero. It is a free program, and it's done out of George Mason University, their Center for Digital Humanities, which is a really very robust academic unit. And what it also means is that the code for Zotero is something, if you were a coder, you could have access to and customize it and change it to however you wanted to do it. And this is really a collaborative effort by many coders in many different locations. Zotero is in fact used all around the world by people who speak all different kinds of languages. So Zotero the website will automatically detect what kind of computer you're working on. Zotero does not, as of now, have an app for iOS, so no iPhone or iPad app. It's my understanding that it is coming. It also does not work on the Chromebook, but Zotero does work for Macs and Windows machines cross-platform, so it will know which one that you want to download. So you can go ahead and download, and of course I'm downloading it. I don't really need to do that because it's already on my machine, but it is like any other kind of application. You download it, you open the package, you accept that yes, this is something downloaded from the internet, and you follow the instructions to install it. Now, once you have installed it, you will get the Zotero standalone application. Now, you can see I showed you a little bit of my collection here for Creole Italian for my book. And right, this is just another version of it. The relationship between what you see in the browser and what you see in the standalone application is very much like the relationship between, say, a browser-based email system like Gmail and retrieving your email in an application that resides on your computer like Outlook, right? So the Zotero standalone app is more powerful and more effective than using just the browser-based web library of Zotero. So I want you to download this application. Now, once you've downloaded the Zotero standalone app, one of the first things I want you to do is go up to Zotero Preferences. All right. Now, you want to click on the Synchronization tab. And what this does is you are going to go in and put in your username and your password. And what this does is it enables your standalone application to synchronize with your database in the cloud, which is nice because I actually have Zotero both on my laptop and on this iMac, and I have it's also in the cloud. So, you know, gosh, if my computer got lost or stolen, or, you know, something horrible happened, like it got rained on or my child spilled a drink on it and killed my computer, it's not just all on my hard drive, it's in the cloud. I just go and get on my new computer, log into Zotero, download the application, and synchronize using this green button here in the corner. I could go and synchronize my library, and my research would repopulate on my new computer. It's a very amazing thing, and if you have ever worked on a very long and arduous piece of scholarship or perhaps a paper for a class, you will realize that there are great benefits to working in the cloud. So you've done step one, you've gotten your login and password. You've done step two, you've gone ahead and added your you've downloaded the application, standalone application, and you've gone ahead and logged in by entering your username and password so it can synchronize between your computer and your cloud-based library. The last thing you need to do is download the Zotero connector. All right, so the Zotero connector is a widget or a plugin for your application, rather for your browser. And what this does is it allows your browser to communicate with your Zotero standalone app. And so again, your Zotero will detect which browser you are looking at. There are connectors for so there are other browsers. So there's a connector for Firefox, Safari, and the new Edge by Microsoft. And I have not had any experience with Edge, but I have used Firefox and Safari, and they both do work reasonably well, although I do believe the Chrome probably works the best. So if you go to install your Chrome connector, now I've already got it installed, so it's telling me to remove from Chrome, but you go ahead and click on Add it to Chrome. It will automatically add the Zotero connector to Chrome. The way you manage your connectors over here is, in Chrome anyway, is with this little puzzle piece. Now, I've pinned the Zotero connector, so that's right here, this little icon. But if I don't want it pinned, if I don't want to see the Zotero icon, I can unpin it. I like to have it pinned, And in the future video where I show you some of the power of how to use Zotero, you're going to want that connector pin because you're going to be using it all the time. So that is what I've got for you today, just in this first video. Again, the 3 steps. Create an account with Zotero. Download the Zotero standalone app. Put your login information in the Zotero preferences in the synchronizing bar, right? And then go ahead and install the Zotero connector for the browser you're using. Those are the first 3 steps in this video.